Hello, my friends, and welcome to E3 with John Guns. It is Monday, October 25th. We are about to enter the final 2 months of 2021. I tell you, 2021 has stretched us and challenged us. A lot of people have had some real challenging moments emotionally. And so one of the things I started doing was I started reading a book entitled Emotional Intelligence, Mindfulness. Now, I see you scratch through it. It's by Harvard Business Review. And I started reading this on the plane coming home on Friday. And I said, wow, this would be a great topic for us in terms of E3. At the present, I'm working through a couple of things physically, nothing dramatic, but something that definitely has altered some of my activity. So I started reading, and in my reading, I started thinking intensely about how powerful and how important mindfulness is. As anyone that knows me knows, I'm a mystic. And so I kind of dabble in all of this stuff of mindfulness and mysticism. And it really has had such a profound impact on my own personal well-being. When I went to the doctor on Thursday for what has been kind of a reoccurring cough, he did my vitals, and he noticed that my vitals were very good. And it was in that moment I began to understand that a part of that is because I'm doing a better job of controlling the way I handle life. I'm telling people in this season, working in Richmond and pastoring the church in Jacksonville, that's not stressful for me. What's stressful is learning how to manage a new system. And it's interesting, as I read through this book, I started to understand how that can even help me with this. And so I'm going to begin today by talking about what is mindfulness. And I'm going to walk you through some things. And if you've never thought about the term or heard the term, let me give you a definition for mindfulness. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where you are and what you're doing, not overreactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around you. Let me give it to you again. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present. What does that mean? That means that right now, I am in this moment with you in E3. It's about being fully present. It's about being fully present. It's about being in the moment you're in. Aware of where you are, understanding the context and the dynamics, aware of where you are, not denying your emotions in that moment, but not overpowering or overinvesting in those emotions, especially the ones that are negative, where you now take this moment that you're in and you convert it into something that is destructive, dangerous, and unhealthy. Watch this. You don't overreact. You don't become overwhelmed. So let's hear it again. It's about being fully present. What does that really mean? It means in the moment I'm in, I am fully aware of what God is doing in a divine way in this moment and what human possibilities I have within the moment. It's about being aware, focused, intense, intentional in the moment, right? In Matthew 25, Jesus says to in a parable, unto the two good servants, well done, our good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. In the moment you were in, you maximized it. And because you maximize it, you now come out of this moment in a much better and healthier way. Let me begin to help you understand. And there's an amazing quote that says, the best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness. It is in the moment. You're not distracted by all this other stuff outside the moment, but you are in the moment. It is after 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am in this moment with you. I am sharing this space and this time with you. And because I'm sharing this space and this time with you, my life is being renewed by being in the moment. Right? Mindfulness is amazing because it means that I am able to discipline myself. So here's some very important things. Why is it that you want to, how is it that you're able to be in the moment? You do so one by appreciating the moment, appreciating it. Write this word down. It's the word gratitude. Put it down in the thread. Gratitude. You live in a posture of gratitude. The moment may not be perfect. You may be in that funeral. You may even be going through that difficult time in that marriage. You may be having a challenging time on your job. But no matter what it is, you're still grateful because in the moment there is real possibilities. Of course, there's negativity. Of course, there's the possibility of something being wrong, but there's also the possibility that something great can come out of it. And so you appreciate the moment. But the other thing is that you release past negative thoughts. You release past negative thoughts. All of a sudden, in the moment, you train your mind not to see the negative first. Now, this is a process. Everybody put that in the thread. It's a process. But here's the other thing. It's important to be mindful because when you're mindful, you discover the possibilities within the present moment. Not only am I grateful, not only do I appreciate the moment, not only do I learn to release past negative thoughts, but here's the other thing. I discover what possibilities are in the moment. That in this moment, I can do something amazing. In this moment, I can smile. In this moment, I can be better. In this moment, I can relate. In this moment, I can be better. So, another amazing quote. This present moment is the only time over which you have dominion. Wow. I can't go back and change anything in the past. I can't fix anything in the future. It's this present moment. This present moment, I have the authority to do what I'm supposed to do. In this present moment, every Monday at 6 o'clock, one way or another, I'm in the moment with you through E3. Mindfulness is about having dominion over the moment you're in. Man, this is really good. It's about disciplining yourself so you don't become in prison, right? Because ultimately, if you do not become in prison, you will have the capacity to do amazing things. So why is mindfulness beneficial? I don't want to keep you long, but I really want to help you today. Why is mindfulness beneficial? One, because it reduces stress. What is stress? Stress is the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental or emotional pressure. So when I'm stressed, I feel overwhelmed. When I'm stressed, it's just, I don't know how I can handle the present mental or emotional pressure. So what happens when I become mindful, when I exist in gratitude in the moment, when I see the positive possibilities in the moment, and when I release negative thoughts, it reduces stress. Psychological scientists have found that mindfulness influences two different stress pathways in my brain, changing my brain structure and activity in regions associated with attention and emotional regulation. What does that really mean? Parts of my brain are designed to manage stress. When I become someone living in mindfulness, my brain starts to work in my favor. I don't want to get into all the particularities. I've been reading about it all weekend, but really what's powerful is that now all of a sudden I begin to manage the present stress moments better. All of a sudden, I'm not as stressed about something. All of a sudden, I begin to understand I can't control what's outside of me, but I can control what's in my space. I can't control anything that's happening 8 hours away, but what I can control is what's happening right now where I am. I have control over this moment because of the power of the Holy Spirit. Here's the second thing. It enhances performance. Athletes really use mindfulness because mindfulness improves focus. Watch this, put this in the thread. It improves focus. It includes concentration. And it includes the ability to let go of negative thoughts that can affect performance. It includes, first thing, focus. Because when you're in the moment, you got to stay focused on what the moment is, right? If I'm standing before a crowd of people and I'm preaching and I start thinking about all of my bills, then I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to lose my thought process, and then I'm going to mismanage the moment of performance. If the football player, if the running back becomes distracted, somebody in the stands, when the quarterback gets the ball and turns to hand it off, the running back is going to delay and it's going to throw off the timing of the play. How much of your life has been thrown off because you did not focus? And of course, it messed up your performance on your job. It messed up your performance in your home. It messed up your performance in your community. And this is why you need to become mindful. But here's the third thing. It allows you to gain insight and awareness through observing your own mind. When I become aware of how I think, when I become aware of the patterns of my life, I text someone texted me today saying, hey, you're praying for you and everything. And of course, everybody's been telling me, oh, you got to rest, you got to do this, you got to do that. And one of the things that I said to them was, and I said it in love, was the fact that you got to understand the rhythm of my life right now. And if you don't understand the rhythm of my life, you will give me advice that you think will be good advice, but it's really not the advice I need. You got to understand the rhythm of your life then, because when you understand the rhythm of your life, then understanding the rhythm of your life gives you the ability to be able to go with the pace that God has ordained for you. This pace that my life is in is not beyond my capacity. There's a rhythm. You got to know your rhythm. And even if something happens that appears to be a distraction or a deterrent, you still got to know the rhythm. Wow, put that in a thread. Know the rhythm of your life. And the way you do this is that you observe your own issues, right? Number 4, it increases your attention to the well-being of others in your space. Now, all of a sudden, you pay more attention to the people around you. You pay more attention to their needs. Mindfulness allows you to be sensitive to the people in your space, sensitive to the people around you. It causes you to be more caring, more concerned, more sensitive, right? So let me close today. I told you I wasn't going to keep you long today. Let me close today with something powerful. What then is the process for developing mindfulness? I got 5 things. Here's the first thing. You got to learn to control your breathing. You got to learn to control your breathing. This is so important. You got to learn to control your breathing, right? In and out, up and down, inhale, exhale. You got to control your breathing. It's interesting. On my watch, let me pull it in. On my watch, they have something where occasionally it says breathe. And what's amazing is, again, put the word in the thread, rhythm, breathe. It says at a certain point that you need to stop and breathe. No matter what you're doing, breathe. And so when you go into a meeting, when you go into a different environment, when you go into a different setting, instead of rushing into the environment, stop, breathe, relax, take about 2 or 3 minutes and just kind of be in the moment. Take 2 or 3 minutes and just be in the moment, right? Don't immediately go into the meeting and start talking. Go into the meeting and sit, be quiet. I'm learning to do that. I'm learning to get in the meeting early. Just sit, just breathe, just relax, just kind of feel the moment, right? But here's the other thing. You got to clearly define your expectations in the moment. What do I want to accomplish in this moment? And let that guide you so that when the forces of evil or the enemy or Satan or negativity or whatever the pessimism when tries to invade and redirect you, now all of a sudden you go, nah, I came into this meeting. I came into this moment. I came into this worship environment. I have expectations. I'm on this date and I have expectations. When you go into that and when you define something by expectations, now you take ownership of the moment. But here's the third thing. You got to learn how to control your thoughts. There are literally millions of thoughts that go through our head in the course of a day, a week, a month. There are all these thoughts and ideas and stimuli and all this stuff, and it's just working. You got to be able to control your thoughts. And one of the ways you do that, put this in the thread, is by cleaning up your perspective capacity. How do you perceive something, right? Do you immediately perceive everything as the glass half empty, or do you perceive everything as the glass half full? What is your perspective? Wow, I hope you're getting help. Controlling your thoughts is about your perspective. Number 4, discipline your conversational content. Know how to control what you're going to say. Some things don't need to be said. Know how to control it. Here's number 4. Here's number 5. Eliminate negative energy. Just eliminate it. Find a way to eliminate negative energy. Listen, I love you guys. This has been quick and brief, but I wanted to give you something. Next week, we're going to come back and kind of build on this because I really want to help you become more mindful. Stay encouraged. Stay strengthened. This is E3 with John Guns. Take advantage of your thoughts and live in the power of God's grace. Love you guys, and we'll be with you next week for E3.